Everything he told me was a lie. Am I the a-hole for wanting to stay with my boyfriend after finding out he'd lied about being adopted for over 10 years? I've been dating my boyfriend for about 3 months, and from the day I met him, something about his story never quite added up. I kept telling myself I was just being skeptical because the story was so tragic. According to him, he was born in another country. His biological parents and brother died in a house fire. No relatives wanted him, and he was eventually adopted when he was around 12 years old. It sounded unbelievable, but who questions someone's traumatic childhood? Then everything changed. We were visiting his parents, and I was just making casual conversation with his mom. She started telling funny stories about him as a little kid. That immediately caught my attention. He had always told me he didn't even come to this country until he was 11 years old. So I casually asked, "How old was he when that happened?" My boyfriend suddenly became completely silent. Not long after that, we left. The second we got into the car, he finally spoke. He claimed his parents were making up stories from his biological mother's diary and pretending those memories were their own because they didn't want people to know he was adopted. It sounded strange, but I didn't argue. Instead, I kept asking questions. Where was this diary? Why would they hide the adoption from me? How did they know all these stories? His answers technically fit together, but they didn't feel right. Finally, before he left for work, I told him something simple. I'd still love you even if your parents were telling the truth. Later that night, he came back and admitted he'd lied. He showed me a birth certificate and old photos. Then he gave me a completely different explanation. He said he had run away from home when he was 15 and lied about being adopted to avoid getting Child Protective Services involved.